little bit of a notion over the weekend about the way that we show up sometimes when we are so invested in the outcome. Now, we see it all the time with our clients, you know. There's these things that aren't up to us. There's these things that we can't control, like the outcome of a client. So, you know, we see a client, we want them to do really well. We want them to lose X amount of weight. We want them to, you know, we want to be on board with their goal of getting their immune system back on track. Maybe they want to fall pregnant, right? And we get to a position where we're like, oh, just really want them to do this thing, and they just won't do this thing. And, you know, if she just finally gave up that gluten, that would be amazing. It would change everything for her. And we get really invested in the outcome. And when that result doesn't come up for that person, we take it on board as though it's ours. So I guess that's the thing when you see it with clients, it's a little bit different. When we see it with ourselves, same thing happens in our business. So when we are in our business, when we're wanting to go for a goal, let's say we want to get 100 people on our Facebook page. Let's say we want to get 1,000 people on our Instagram page. Let's say, whatever it happens to be, the next thing that comes up in our mind is that we can see this goal. We can see it. We can see it really close. And we miss out on all this other stuff around us because we're spending so much time just focused in on this little thing. Hey, Jane. Just focused in on this little goal that we actually strangle what we're doing in the first place. We strangle it with our old stories, or we strangle it with our fears, or we strangle it so much so that we don't end up giving the gift that we want to give. And I was describing it this morning to the rest of the Nat Club that it's a little bit like, our nature is a bit like an apple tree. And an apple tree doesn't think about, okay, I'm going to produce apples. It just goes, okay, here is my gift. And my gift happens to be apples. Here is my gift. It doesn't go, how many people are going to like my apples? If I produce this apple over on this side, will they like it better than this apple? And are my apples good enough for people in the first place? And what if people want oranges? They don't do that. They just present their gift. You guys all have an amazing gift. Yes, you're all practitioners, but you all have a special way of doing that, being that. And your special way of being that, hey Natasha, your special way of being that is special to you. It's your gift. And you can give your gift beautifully, freely to anybody who you come across. You can give that gift of, for me, it was understanding vitamins and minerals and how they play a role in somebody's maybe biochemistry. It was a gift for me. I could quickly and easily do that. Some people have that gift for holding somebody's hand and knowing where they're at. Some people have a gift for listening. Some people have a gift for being beautifully honest. Some people have a gift for feeling herbs and remedies. Whatever your gift is, you can give it freely like an apple tree. But the second that I say that, because there's millions, if not billions of people on the planet who are unwell. So it's not like there is a lack of people to help. You also have an incredible plethora of gifts, and you versus the average Joe across the street know so much more about health, well-being, and a person's body, mind, and spirit than the regular Joe walking along the street. So it's not that there is a lack of people to help. There's not that you have a lack of knowledge that's in you, but something comes up. Something comes up when we go to give our gift. Just like the apple tree, something comes up. And we start to go, but if I had to give my gift through a webinar, that means I have to figure out a webinar. If I have to figure out a webinar, I'm not a tech person because so-and-so told me that like ages ago and I can't figure that out. And if I'm not a tech person, then I can't do webinars. I won't give my gift. Oh, well, there might be heaps of people where you live, but I don't live in a place where there's heaps of people. So that won't happen, even though there's an internet connection and a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, but if that means I have to do a seminar, then I can't stand up in front of people. I'm not somebody who can do that. And that would mean I'd have to go and learn at Toastmasters, and I can't do that because on Tuesday nights my kids got soccer. Notice what comes up when we go, okay, you have a gift. People want your gift. You can give that gift. Like it is actually as simple as that. But then we start strangling it, just like we would strangle a vine, a passion fruit vine, or an apple tree. An apple tree and a passion fruit vine, they just give their gift. Then I go, oh, but that means I have to show up. That means I have to talk to 100 people. If I want 10 people, it means I have to talk to 100 people. And I can't talk to 100 people. Yes, you can give your gift to 100 people. That's what you're here for, helping people. Hey Lisa, nice to see you. So notice, this week especially, where you are strangling your gift. Because you have an amazing gift to give, and there are plenty of people out there that need your gift. And where you're strangling it because you're so invested in the outcome that all of your old stories and your mind comes in and kicks in and tells you why your gift can't be given. But in actual fact, your heart and you know that it can be. We have more access to free technology than we have had ever as human beings. You have a gift for whatever it is inside you. It may be able to be spoken, it may be able to be felt, it may be able to be heard, it may be able to be written. However it comes out of you, it's time to give that gift. There are so many people ready to receive healing and ready to change their lives, ready to hear that knowledge in the way that you are sharing it. But when you strangle it on your end with, but I couldn't press the go live button on Facebook Live, but you can. But I couldn't finish my website because it sat like that for ages, but you can. But I couldn't stand up in front of 5 people. But you probably already have, like my son did this morning in front of his whole school assembly. You've done that before. You can do it again. It's just you sharing your gift this time. Instead of somebody else telling you what to do, you have the capacity to actually share and help people. And just like my son did at his assembly this morning, he wasn't invested in the outcome of it. He just stood up there, made people laugh, shared what he was good at, sat back down again. But when we try to do that through our business or try to do that, we've got this funny little thing that kicks in here. This whole bunch of stories and programming that goes, no, we've tried that before. That won't work. No, there's legal ramifications for that. That won't work. Yes, there's... Can you imagine if an apple tree did that? Oh, there's legal ramifications of if my branches go over the edge of this other person's property, then I can't grow my apples over there. But I don't have the right timing, the right format, the right this, the right that. The nature of all things doesn't do that. An apple tree is going to give its gift, and we can freely receive apples, apple juice, apple everything, apple turnovers, apples. And then we share it with other people. Oh my goodness, I just had the best apple the other day. And oh wow, it changed my life. Kids are taking apples to lunch boxes. Same thing can happen with your gift, except you're strangling it. Notice where your mind is strangling it. You aren't strangling it. You have your gift. It's sitting here in your heart, and you can easily and freely share it. You even have the structure on how to share it because you've probably gone and done enough study to be able to put it into a format that you actually understand what's happening with somebody's brain, mind, spirit, body, and you've got the structure to actually share it as well. So it's sitting in here waiting for you to share it, waiting for your mind to get out of the way and stop strangling it before it actually comes out of you. So remember, your mind is only just a bunch of stories that kept you safe a long time ago. Those stories are just playing there, like a little record player. Playing there, it goes, oh, we're going to do something different. No, you're not. Here we go. We've done that before. This is what's happened. We've done that before. This is what's happened. Oh, I heard something the other day about somebody doing that and it didn't work out well, therefore I won't do it. Oh, but I've got a gift to give somebody. No, but there's a moment in there where we're missing the point. There's a moment in there where you need to recognize that you are extraordinary at doing you. Your mind is extraordinary at keeping you small and not letting you grow any further. And there's a moment in there that you need to recognize that there is so much knowledge already in your head, you don't need more knowledge. You need to share your gift. One of the biggest, most interesting things that happens in our profession that I find hilarious, I don't see it in quite the same context in other people's professions, is that we want more knowledge. We want more stuff to feed the brain that tells us that we can't share it with the rest of the world. Oh, but I'm just going to go and retrain in this particular modality. I'm just going to go and do this course. Because with the time that we've got to go and do that next course, you're not sharing your gift. It's like this, it's again like strangling the gift that you currently have. This gift, this apple tree that's growing out of you, ready to give. You're going, no, don't know enough. No, can't share that. No, can't do that. No. We're so invested in this outcome of having to know enough that we go and try and find to know more and know more and know more and get more knowledge and get more letters after our names to then share our gift. But our gift is already there to be shared. We're so funny, us humans and us prackies. And I know more than any other profession, we have the biggest hearts and the biggest hopes and dreams for the health and well-being of the people that we care about. And in doing that, sometimes we can strangle it. And it's usually being strangled by a past story that you don't need anymore, that's keeping you small. So instead of you growing into a space that feels a little bit different because you haven't been there before, instead of you growing into a space of being able to share that, you're keeping yourself small and keeping yourself in a spot that isn't actually being of benefit of helping people that you know you can help. You've got this gift ready to give. This week it's about trying to find a way to let go of those stories and give it. Rebecca says, I feel that we're told so much that we are an insufficient modality, that we need more knowledge to protect ourselves. Cool. So very often we listen to the stories that match the stories that we've had before. So it's very likely, Rebecca, and anybody else who agrees with that you've heard that story more than most. And that every time you hear something similar, you attach it and you go, oh, there's more evidence to prove that. Oh, there's more evidence to prove that. Oh, there's more evidence to prove that. And that's cool. And yet, you still have a gift and a talent inside you. You've got a beautiful picture there in front of herbs. I bet you've got something to share about herbs. I bet you've got something more than your next door neighbour to share with somebody that could help them today. Not when you're ready, not when you're pretty enough, not when you're slim enough, not when you've got the right equipment, not when, like right now, look at me. I took a second to think, okay, I'm going to put it on my computer. I'm going to put my computer on and then I'm going to do it. But my computer's out of charge and I wanted to share this with you right now. And I can't find my tripod. So I didn't do that. I just pressed the go live button and am right now speaking from my heart to you. I'm not invested as to whether or not you do anything about this. Actually, I am. That's part of being a practitioner and it's left over from me really wanting the best for everybody. But the more I do that, the more I go, I really want them to get this thing, the more what I say changes. The more I can sit in my heart and go, actually right now I've got a gift. And however it comes across to you, but I'm giving myself this gift as well. I'm sitting here going, it's okay, I can show up exactly as I am right now. And more than my next door neighbour, I have a capacity to be in this conversation with you because I happen to know practitioners. I happen to want to help practitioners. I happen to be in this space right now. You happen to know herbs, you happen to know energy medicine, you happen to know vitamins and minerals, you happen to know food, you happen to be really passionate about something that's unique to you. And whatever it takes to be here now, because we only have this moment, not by the end of our next degree, at the end of our next diploma, at the end of our next thing. In this moment now, you have all the knowledge that you need inside you to give your gift. Just like an apple tree has all the knowledge that it needs inside of it to produce an apple. It may not be the perfect apple. It may not be the color that everybody will like. It might not have all of the flavor that every single person on the planet will like. But the apple tree doesn't give a rat's ass about that. It just produces the apple. And then everybody has the experience of that. Whatever's happening inside your mind that you're not showing up to share your gift, it's an old story that you don't need anymore, and you need to show up from you to share your gift. My invitation to you guys this week is do something that's going to help you grow. Friends like, I want to grow my business. I want to get more clients. I want to do, I want more clients. I want more money, and I want more people to know who I am so that my business grows. If you are doing the same things you always have and listening to the same stories that your mind is making up in your head, you're not growing. If you want to grow, you need to give your gift without strangling it with the stories of, but I'm not a public speaker, but I can't do it the same way as you. No, you can. You can do it your way. But I can't do it. But. Big old butts in the middle. You don't need that. The apple tree doesn't have a big butt. It has a big apple, and it gives its gift freely, and you can too. So you are exactly where you need to be right now to give the gift of what you know to be true for you to whoever is out there needing to hear it. And whatever story is going on for you right now while you're listening to this, about I've only just finished college, but I only just graduated over the weekend. Oh, but I've been in it for such a long time. Oh, but I don't have enough money to tell my story. But I don't. That's all a whole bunch of crap. You have a gift and you can share it. This week, be in your gift and share your gift freely and see what happens. See where you grow and see where that space is of being slightly uncomfortable, about the things not being necessarily perfect, but share the gift that is you so that your hopes and your dreams for people and their health can actually come to fruition, because hiding behind all of the other stories is strangling your voice, strangling your throat, strangling your gift, strangling your dreams of helping people. So unless you can get out there and share your gift, what's it all for? All right. Have an amazing Monday. Have an amazing week. And find a way to share your gift. I've been so inspired by some of you guys who have completed on their website Wednesdays. I love seeing the new websites on a Wednesday or your new blog posts on a Wednesday. It is epic to see you sharing, irrelevant of all the other stories, all the other, protect yourself, do a fear, the whole world is collapsing, including practitioners, and we'll never be able to help anybody ever again. It is so cool to see you guys producing your gift through the creativity of a website. If it's not that, then go and create a blog post on Medium, which is a free website that you can produce a message on. If it's not that, then press the go live button on your personal page, business page, or somewhere else. It's just a button. It's just some words. It is your message. You just have to give it. If it is for you that you want to record something, if it is for you that you want to go and see that GP across the street and introduce yourself, but then all the words come in and all the other stories come in, give your gift. Go across the street and ask them to come along and check out what you do. Give it. The apple tree isn't going to care if somebody goes, not my kind of apple, and then throws it to the goat next door, and the goat eats the apple. It doesn't care. It still just gives its gift. And that reciprocation starts to happen as soon as you can give your gift freely. Don't strangle it this week. I want you to step outside your comfort zone, grow in all the ways that you can grow, and see what can happen. See what can be different for you this week if you were to give your gift freely without strangling it so that you want the outcome to be the outcome that you want it to be. Because there could be something even more amazing on the other side of that. Lisa says, I had this exact conversation with another already practicing pracky. She grilled me with the same thing you're talking about. Notice when multiple stories and messages come from multiple different areas. Sometimes they have some kind of gold nugget in there for you. I love that, Lisa. And it's awesome to hear that it's not one voice. Just like Rebecca was saying, sometimes we get that voice, that fear voice, that you need to protect yourself. It's all about this, that, and the other. We get that fear voice, and we totally need that. That's, it's a logical thing for safety reasons to have those structures in place. And then your dreams are bigger than that. Your goals are bigger than that. If, Elon Musk, if NASA, if all these organizations that are changing the planet and its people actually just listen to the fear-based stuff, nothing would ever get done. And the more voices that we can hear talking about your dreams, and having an optimistic viewpoint on the world, then we would be able to see that we can start looking from that space rather than just looking from a fear space. Fear space is really important to get structures in place to acknowledge that exists. And then we need to step on those structures and envision something bigger for the future. And we have the capacity to do that, especially in health, because, we've got superbugs, we've got all sorts of other things. And we have the capacity to bring in all of our gifts and our talents to be able to bring a whole new paradigm to healing. But don't get me on that soapbox as well. All right. This week, step outside your comfort zone, give your gift freely. Don't strangle it by just limiting where you are investing yourself in the outcome.